Novi's #1 podcast and award-winning podcast,
Now You Novi.
Welcome, boss.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
I know. Did you think I booted you?
Maybe, quite possibly.
It's
on my calendar.
I would never. We just had some guests that hadn't been on before, and it
Much
was
better guest.
No.
Much more entertaining.
No, but it worked out well. But I think what got you this morning is when I emailed you that we were going to talk about Sesame Street. It probably you were like, "What is she talking about?" Did you draw the correlation?
I did draw the correlation.
So it's like in Sesame Street, they talk like the ABCs. What letter are we going to learn today? We're going to talk about GFL and PEX.
I got it.
You got it? It made sense?
If we can only have like some, if people watching at home could have the PEX and GFL. Maybe Josh can add that later.
Can add that in?
Yeah.
That'd be funny. What do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about GFL?
GFL.
GFL.
Yes.
It's been a hot topic.
It's been a hot topic. People are very passionate about trash. So GFL has been our contractor since 2021. They took over after Waste Management got the contract back in 2016. And if we remember this all back in the day, 2016, a company called Hornback closed up shop. They had a lot of people as one of the many trash haulers back in the day. So they closed up shop and people were left holding the bag. Mm-hmm. So that's when the city council decided to take that on as we would then get one contract, and we saved a boatload of money for people.
So we did. And I think let's rewind and go back to 2015-ish, 16 is when we actually embarked on consolidated trash collection. We had multiple. Hornback wasn't the only trash collector. Our neighborhood could have had their trash picked up on a Monday by Hornback. Someone else could have had it picked up. Duncan on a Tuesday. Yep. So they're driving on our roads multiple times a day in a schedule that worked for each hauler, but maybe not in a nice, consolidated, organized way for the city. So by the city being able to take over all of those contracts and manage that, wasn't just a win for the residents, it was a win for our city as a whole, as far as road maintenance, etc. Right?
Definitely. And expanded services. Not everyone had recycling. Not everyone had yard waste. So we provided that to everyone that was able to fall into the contract, got trash, recycling, and a cart too. So
from 2016 to let's say about 20, because that was a 5-year contract, things were rolling around well. Things were rolling well. Sorry, they weren't rolling around. They were rolling well. And our contract came up from renewal, and Waste Management wanted an exorbitant amount of money. The city was able to negotiate a contract with GFL, much lower.
Correct. After a bidding process.
Yep.
So there was a bid that was advertised, and we got many bids, and then yes, you're 100% correct. They came back with a much lower price.
A much lower price. I think residents were paying about $173, $174 a year. And the first year with GFL was $138. So we saved a nice amount of money. Was it $45 a year? And at the end of this 8-year contract, there's only going to be a $10 increase over that 8 years.
That's correct.
And then GFL sold to, I wish it was another letter, Priority.
Not going to fall into your
awesome
theme for today, but yeah.
No.
So Priority Waste, they're kind of in the east side. I think they just they took over Canton's business as well. So they're a player in the game. I don't believe they've bid on our stuff in the past. But
I don't think they did either.
They'll be taking all of GFL's residential trash hauling.
So all municipal contracts are going to be transferred. I think we were just in a meeting and saw that that'll be on City Council's agenda for Monday night, and they will be approving the transfer of that contract to Priority, correct?
That's correct. But it's in our contract. We have to approve that. But again, we can't stop it if it's a reputable, certified entity that's taking over. So that's what's happening.
So, and I wish we had more information to share, but everything that we know and have gleaned at this point is same level, if not better service from those that have Priority continued or currently. And at the same cost.
Again, they are buying a contract that's already in place, so that's the same cost that they have. We don't believe there will be any changes to your day of service. Again, there is some. I know some residents have expressed their concern about what time of day their trash gets picked up. It's not anything we have in our contract. We can control that, but we believe everything's gonna. The same carts will be in play because that's a investment that GFL, that now Priority's buying, has taken under their taken control of. So we believe there shouldn't be that much of a change.
Let's talk about this, Dave, or the time of day. What are you hear? Do you hear people want it picked up in the morning? They want it in the afternoon? What do you think that is?
No idea. I think sometimes out there, especially with yard waste and a lot of trash out there, the trucks are out there sometimes at 6, 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And I think people want that done before they come home.
Okay. So you think it's more of I was thinking more people slept in and they missed it because they came early in the morning and they're like, hey, don't pick mine up at 7. But you think it's the reverse. You think people, when they get home, if their trash isn't collected or later in the day, like they want it gone already.
Correct. That's my assumption.
Okay.
And again, we're both residents, so I know it fluctuates all the time. There's not one consistent time they come. So,
and I think people need to realize, Mayor and I talked a little bit about this, is you need to give some grace and have some patience. Road construction plays a huge factor in this. The trucks only hold so much. So if they leave the community to go empty the waste, they could get caught in traffic on the way back, may have to take a different route. I mean, there's a variety of factors, right, that can hold people up.
And if you've ever been on back heading south, it's not the easiest to come back that way. So you had a couple of trash mountains over there that they dump at, so it's not the easiest to kind of get back over here.
My goodness, and traffic is crazy everywhere. I went to, I'll digress a little bit, South Lake Drive, going to Lakeshore Park last night. Bumper to bumper to bumper to bumper. And I'm like, what is going on this road typically? But I think because of 96, and then there was an accident in 12 Mile, people all pushed north to go around the lake. It took me from 13 in Novi to get to Lakeshore Park 20 minutes.
Did you make it in time to get the grandkids?
I did. I made it in time. But just my whole point is just to have some patience, grant some grace, and realize it will get picked up. And if it doesn't, we have a great portal called QSend, a request assistance. Put a little message in there or text, and we will ensure that your trash gets picked up the following day, because they're really good about that.
Yeah. And then again, we're going to work that out through a priority so that it goes hopefully quickly over to them as well. So
more to come on that. Please, if you're listening, stay tuned and to our social media. We are great at sending and putting messages out on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, but also if you're not signed up for our e-newsletters, because we will share more information and on cityofnovi.org as soon as we have it. But at this time, as Victor mentioned, we do not expect or anticipate any major changes.
For sure.
So maybe a few hiccups as Priority learns the routes.
Yep.
But then there's also that hope that maybe they will acquire, I guess acquire is not a great word, to the staffing or the employees that worked previously for GFL. But
for sure.
Okay. Let's talk PEX, P-E-X.
People's Express.
People's Express, because that's coming too, right about the same time,
it's
right?
right around the same time. It's July 1st is going to be very exciting. We're going to have Priority Waste takeover, People's Express takeover, and our fiscal new year. So much to celebrate.
So much to celebrate. But we have talked a little bit about People's Express, but it is 2 weeks out now. And I just want to really drive home that on June, it'll be actually the 29th, the city's older adult services transportation will phase out. And the only option, riders, those looking for transit, door-to-door transit actually, in Novi will be through People's Express. But it's great, right? Again, we talked about expanded services with GFL from Waste Management. This has expanded services too. For those watching, you should have gotten a mailer at home, but their service area for People's Express goes all the way north to M59, to the west at US 23, It goes to Gill Road, or Hiller or Drake, and then south to 7 Mile. And for those that are 55 and older, Victor, veterans. Not you.
Yeah, why are you looking at me? I'm not 55
I didn't mean
and
that you're
older.
55, but I'm just saying, Victor, this is a great thing.
It is.
55 and older, those with disabilities or veterans in that service area, free.
All free.
All free.
For only City of Novi residents.
For City of Novi residents,
Yes.
yep. So that is free, and it's only a 3-day request ahead. So you call People's Express
For a guarantee ride.
Yep, for a guarantee ride is 3 days ahead. In their service hours too, this meeting we just came out of, they offer Sunday. We never offered Sunday services, so people are using it already to go to church on Sundays here in Novi, which maybe they didn't have that opportunity. But their hours are 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Weekdays. They're 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays, and then 8 to 5 on Sundays. So expanded service hours too. Those that, Victor, are younger than 55,
Exactly.
I got it right. It's $4 each way for a ride.
And that's anyone 14 and older. So
Right? So amazing opportunity.
Yeah.
For people to use the service. Think about kids maybe that parents are running late and want to get home from the high school, and they could pay $4 and get dropped off from the high school to their home.
That's correct.
Or go to the mall or go to work, etc. And then if you go outside, they will take you outside of that service area, but it is $2.50 an extra per mile extra for those in that age category, or those in the free category, $1.25. So a great new service that we're super excited about, right? And this is all being done, I don't want to say at no cost to taxpayers, because obviously they're paying for the service through the Oakland County millage of 2 years ago. Was that in
That sounds about right.
21, 22, 20?
I think it's 2022.
I think it was in 22
They
as
did
well.
the first capture.
So I think as well. So you're already paying for this service on your taxes. So I hate to say it's free, but it's a great way for us to provide door-to-door transit service with a millage you're already paying at no extra cost. So it's a great opportunity and a great partnership with People's Express and the county.
Yeah. So residents are already using them. And I know I've seen some maps and some usage figures for people on the north end. I know Mineral Commons residents are using it. So yeah, take a look at our website, take a look at our social media for all this information that Cheryl's talking about, including the maps and all the details and the hours of service. So it's going to be great. We're looking forward to it. So
cityofnovi.org/transit has the flyer that I'm referring to that came to your home in the mail, has a great video put on by our Studio 6 team. It's just a one-stop shop to find all the information. And if you're looking for longer transportation, the smart buses do also serve the Novi area, fixed routes. Victor, make sure I got this right, 12 Mile and Grand River. You talked about the 12 Mile maybe changing.
There's a 12 Mile and Grand River currently. They both end up on Grand River by the Mire, and then they disperse after one goes up on Beck, and then the one continues on Grand River. And they're proposing a new route as well. So look for more information about that forthcoming. Yep.
Bring us home on the Sesame Street, the GFL PEX. I was gonna ask, should we talk about ITC? Like, I was just trying to think of all the acronyms.
You're on a roll here, yeah.
I was thinking.
How about CC? They just won the lacrosse state championship.
There's another one.
What is lacrosse?
LAX.
LAX, yeah. There you go.
LAX, yeah.
So congrats to those boys for winning the 2024 high school lacrosse championship.
That's exciting. We'll have to get them in front of council, huh?
Oh yeah,
That's good.
We always have a champion somewhere in the city.
Yeah, we do. Well, thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me.
I know you're busy too, so
worky, busy bee.
And with that, we'll send you home with Now
You
You
Novi.
Novi. Take care.